And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Well, happy Friday to everybody out there. We'll see a warm and windy day on the way for today, our last warm day that we'll see for quite a while, as highs will top out in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees, but that will come with some strong winds, especially during the first half of the day, probably peaking at about lunchtime today. Sustained winds, especially for areas along and south of I-40, at about 25 to 35 miles per hour, with some gusts upwards of 40 to 45 at some points. Then that cold front we've been talking about all week, that will hit this afternoon, probably hitting Amarillo at about 2 or 3 o'clock. That's going to bring those winds more out of the north, and that's going to pretty rapidly drop those temperatures, especially overnight tonight. That's going to set for a much colder weekend on the way. Highs tomorrow about 30 degrees colder than today, only topping out right around 30 degrees for a daytime high. But winds tomorrow won't be quite as strong as what we're going to see today, but still a little bit breezy at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and a round of snow showers will make their way through the northwest part of the area tomorrow as well. Could be a little bit heavy at times in Union County. That's why they're scheduled for 3 to 5 inches of snow, and then those amounts do decrease as you head farther southeastward. Amarillo, realistically speaking, maybe up to a coating, maybe up to an inch on the higher end, but not looking like a major event for most of the Texas Panhandle. The main story for this weekend will be the cold temperatures. Highs, especially on Sunday and Monday, down into the 20s, lows all the way down into the single digits and the teens. Could be talking about multiple mornings with those wind chill values down into the negatives, but going into the middle part of next week, we do look to eventually thaw out with highs rebounding back into the 40s and 50s.